everything. Hey, y'all, before I get into this program, it's your girl. Welcome back to another live voice. I have y'all today. It's your all of the other and shout out to for being the first one in the house. Hello, hey, hey, boo. Hey, I'm all right. So, as I title, um, and what? Oh, y'all can't hear? Hold on. Oh, stand by. Oh, hold on. Steady. I hold on, y'all. How about now? Can y'all hear me now? I would start it without some. Hey, Miss D Smith, you've been here for 9 months. Congratulations, Queen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all can hear now? Awesome. All right, y'all. So thank you so much. Let me re-hit that intro real quick. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm your girl T from T So Crafty. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by the channel. Please consider liking the video, sharing out the video, leaving me a comment because I do answer every single one of them. For my returning members and subscribers, welcome back, family. Welcome back. Sorry y'all could not hear me. Mr. Greg been around these parts for 9 months too. Thank you so much for y'all continued support. I do appreciate that. It does help me to keep bringing content. So I definitely appreciate that. So thank y'all so much. All right, y'all. So without further ado, hey, Lady Bear. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. So what we are going to be discussing today is, can you be sued? Hey, Miss Barb. For using Creative Fabrica assets. And I need to go way back up in the chat because I forgot I didn't have any sound. So shout out to Auntie Lena for being the first one in the building. Hello, Queen. Hey, Miss Sandra. Hey, Auntie Robin. Hey, Donzel. Hey, Miss Terry. Hey, Lady Bear. Mr. Greg. Tien. Welcome in, y'all. Miss Barb. Auntie Robin. All right, y'all. Miss D. Y'all getting deep in here. All right. So, can you be sued for using Creative Fabrica assets? So, I ran across a video earlier today when I was on YouTube, and then it struck me, it caught my attention because hey Up Designs, hey cousin. So, I saw another video. Look at y'all. Auntie Robin been in the building for 9 months. Boy, y'all showing out. I appreciate y'all. Look at that green all up and down that chat. All right, y'all. So what that essentially means is, the second video that I ran across, it really caught my attention, and it was like, let me go do some research, because just because you see it on YouTube doesn't also. Up Designs have been here for 2 months. Thank you, cousin. Shout out to you too. I appreciate you. So just because you see it on YouTube, right, doesn't make it factual. So it's up to you before you report it to make sure it's true. Okay. So I went and I done my research. So, hey, Miss Nikki. Hey, boo. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. But before I share my screen, when using these assets, well, before we go there, let's go ahead. Let me share my screen, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So basically, you have to be careful when you are using assets from Creative Fabrica, Canva, anywhere like that, right? Even Etsy. Am I telling you to go cancel your Creative Fabrica subscription? Most certainly not, because I still love Creative Fabrica. It's what you do with the information and how you use it, right? So this is going to be a lot of kind of reading and breaking it down for you guys. So we're going to start right here with section 11. Um, and I left this link in the description box below, as well as a few other videos that you guys can go back and watch and correlate to this as well. So errors in omission, this basically or inaccuracies, in case you guys did not know, there's what we call E&O insurance as well. Business owners often have that because of discrepancies like this. For instance, on my end, I have it on the trucking side, which means if I send out a load and I don't give the carrier all the information, something happens to that load because, maybe they should have strapped it down, but I didn't give them that. So that's when my errors in omission would kick in. So that's just to give you a little general idea what errors and omissions, what you can use it for. So occasionally there may be information on the site. In this case, we're talking about Creative Fabrica, that contains typographical errors, inaccuracies, or omissions that may relate to product descriptions, pricing, promotions, offer, product shipping charges, transit times, and availability. We reserve the right to correct any errors, inaccuracies, or omissions, and to change or update information or to cancel the order if any information in the service and or related website is inaccurate at any time without prior notice, even after you have submitted your order. We undertake no obligation to update, amend, or clarify information in the service or on any related website, including without limitation pricing information except as where required by law. No specified update, refresh date applied in the service or any related website should be taken to indicate that all information in the service or any related website has been modified or updated. So what that means, if they're running a sale, something is incorrect after you place your order or even before, they have the right to correct it and they have the right to cancel your order and not honor it unless it is required by law. So this is directly from Creative Fabrica's website. A lot of us will sign up for things and we don't read the fine print, right? And this is where it gets sticky, and this is where it could lead you into trouble. Now, I'll check the comments momentarily. I can't see anything because I'm sharing the screen. Now, section 12, this is going to be your prohibited uses. I'm just going to give you the basics of this because it's just a whole lot of jibber jabber and legal jargon to break down. So basically, you're not to use it for any unlawful purposes, to solicit people to participate in any unlawful acts, violate international, federal, provincial, or state regulations, rules, laws, local ordinance, etc., not to intimidate anybody for obscene or immoral purposes, circumvent the security features like put spam or viruses, any of that, because you could be fined. And it says it right here, that you agree that this will result in a $500 fine per breach with a minimum of $10,000. So you want to be very careful of that when you are breaching any contract, not just a Creative Fabrica one. Now, this right here is where you really want to pay attention. This is the meat and potatoes of the video, and this is what you guys came here for, right? So stay tuned, get your notebooks out, take notes, pay attention. So disclaimer of warranties and limitations of liability. That right there, this right here, okay? That's key of something that we all should have read. I know I didn't read this. I just like, ooh, I love it. Signed up, didn't even read it. So we do not guarantee, represent, or warrant that your use of service will be uninterrupted, timely, secure, or error-free. We do not warrant the results that may be attained from the use of service will be accurate or reliable. You agree that from time to time we may remove the service for indefinite periods of time or cancel the service at any time without notice to you. You expressly agree that your use of inability to use the service is at your sole risk. The service and all products and services delivered to you through the service are expressly stated by us, provided as in and as available for your use without any representation warranties of conditions or any kind or expressed or implied. So that means whether they verbally stated or you read something and you think it's implied. Okay, that's very important to know, including all implied warranties or conditions of merchantability, merchantable quality, fitness for a particular purpose, durability, title, and non-infringement. In no case shall Creative Fabrica, our directors, officers, employees, affiliates, agents, contractors, interns, suppliers, service providers, or licensors be liable, right here, okay? Be liable for any injury, loss, claim meaning if you were sued, okay? Or any direct, indirect, or any direct or indirect, incidental, punitive, okay? That's another key that we're talking about being sued, special or consequential damages of any kind, including without limitation, lost profits, lost revenue, lost savings, loss of data, meaning like your Etsy shop got shut down, or you downloaded something to your computer and maybe it had a virus and it wiped it out. Replacement costs. So, if you had to replace your computer, they're not paying for it. If you had to pay for a lawyer, they're not paying for it. Or any similar damages, whether based in contract, tort. If you don't know what the word tort is, look that up. Tort also is another form of negligence as well. Strict liability or otherwise arising from your use of any service or products procured using the service for any other claim related in any way to the use of the service or any product, including but not limited to any errors or omissions in any content, any loss, damage of any kind, or that is incurred as a result of the use of the service or the content or the product, right? So that right there is the meat and the potatoes of what I wanted to get at. Now, let's hop over to why infringement claims can happen. And then I'm going to come back to y'all and we're going to break this down. Okay. Now, copyright infringements or claims can happen for several reasons. One, you didn't read the compliance agreement and you didn't comply with, the original license. Maybe you tried to resell it or you did resell it, right? And then you didn't have the specific appointments or approvals that you needed. The original designer might file a copyright notice against you or your product. Reselling or redistributing the design elements as a standalone for files or as a part of another product is also not allowed under the license agreements, and such may result in receiving copyright claims. Non-compliance with external platforms that such as like Etsy, Redbubble, Amazon, KDP. Here's another Zazzle spreadsheet, KDP content guidelines. You can click on each one of these and read them at your discretion. I'm not going to bore you with that. But always ensure that your use of Creative Fabrica content aligns with the terms of the platforms you sell on. Adding protected elements. When you modify a design or add new elements, ensure that these additions are not protected by copyright or trademark. For example, Nike has the Nike check and it says, just do it. Don't go and put a Mickey, right? And I mean, because I've seen it out there. There's a Mickey that's out there in embroidery. The I has the Nike check through it. No, boo. Don't do that. Okay. So, for example, using a trademark phrase or image can lead to legal issues, especially if the trademark is registered in the region where you are selling your products. Using characters, logos, or other elements such as trademark without proper authorization can lead to immediate claims, as these are often heavily protected by copyright and trademark laws. Therefore, we advise that you check whether the words you intend to use are registered in your geographic area, and then you can go to this website right here. There's also a trademark database that you can go in and type what you're trying to, which is similar to this database here. And this one you can trust because it says .org, right? So anything .org, .gov, we know is usually legit. Now, if you happen to find a design on Creative Fabrica that contains a registered trademark, reach out to them at hi@creativefabrica.com, right? Unauthorized content uploads on platforms such as that supports third-party sellers. Creative Fabrica hosts a wide variety of content. This basically just says that they try to vet their the people that's on their marketplace, and if the original designer discovers their work being used without authorization, they may submit a claim against your product. We continuously strive to improve our vetting process to minimize such occurrences and ensure a safe and fair marketplace for all of our users. If you ever have a doubt about a design, reach out to Fabrica.com. Infringement by similarity. Y'all, this is real. Okay. Infringement by similarity. What that means is, even if you did not directly copy somebody else's work, it can be considered copyright infringement because it's maybe too similar to protected work, right? Which means it may lead to copyright infringement claims as well. Now, let's hop over to Etsy real quick, and then we're going to break this thing down. We're going to bring it on home. So, designed by a seller means it is your original design, right? Or you use some uncopyrighted or unprotected elements to make the design your own to be able to sell. So selling a bundle, collection scan, or PDF of somebody else's work as a digital download, except in the case of qualifying vintage items, you can get a copyright strike for, right? Pre-existing design or choosing from a productions partner's ready-made templates, same thing. Personalized buyers, right? So you have to see the source seller. AI prompt bundles. We see these AI prompt bundles all over Etsy. Baby, don't buy them. Okay. They are illegal on Etsy. They are used by AI, and Etsy will take your shop down. Okay. So there's that. So we've got the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna come back to you guys and we're gonna break it on down. Hey Auntie Vera, Up Designs is back. Hey y'all. Okay, so making sure I miss anybody. All right, so basically, as we can see in the videos that I ran, like I said, one of them I left in the description box. The other one, for whatever reason, I couldn't go back and find. That's okay. So 2 people received copyright infringements for using files off of Etsy, right? So you have to, not off of Etsy, off of Creative Fabrica. You have to do your due diligence to make sure that you're not just pulling these designs off. And somewhere in there, if you go read, and I'll leave all these links directly in the description box below so that you guys can read this on your own as well. You can't just pull something from Etsy. I keep saying Etsy, from Creative Fabrica as is, slap it on a shirt and sell it, right? There is even thank you, Up Designs. Yes, y'all please hit that like button for me. You can't just pull something off of Creative Fabrica, slap it on a shirt. Hey, Precious. Slap it on a mug or slap it on any garment or substrate without some type of altering, right? So basically the commercial licenses that we're paying for on Etsy, on Creative Fabrica, Lord, we just got off Etsy, on Creative Fabrica may not be enough to protect you, because these 2 individuals that got sued downloaded the images from Creative Fabrica that said they had the right for commercial use. Now, if we go on Creative Fabrica's website, let me go ahead and share my screen back really quick so I can show you guys. It's right here in black and white on Creative Fabrica's website. It says that if you pay the $47, which equates to $3.99 a month, you get personal, commercial, and print on demand. That's what the POD stands for. Print on demand use of the files included. So those folks thought they were covered, right? So as we read, what I'm suggesting that you guys do, take that extra time, right? Adobe, Canva, somebody, Corel Draw, look up the elements that you're using to make sure that the elements that you're trying to change or add to the file, right, are not copyright infringement, or they're not protected, so that you can use them, so that you can make the image your own, right? Um, Etsy even states, yeah, I'm talking about Etsy this time for real. Etsy even states somewhere along the lines in reading their what constitutes as your own work, that you can't just pull an image and slap a rhinestone, y'all. And it literally says slap a rhinestone on it, okay? And call it yours. So what that means going forward, you need to alter these designs. But when you alter the designs, make sure the elements that you are using will not get you a copyright infringement. Being sued, getting a cease and desist, you don't want that, right? Because all of this can be seen on your business history when somebody Googles you, right? That thing called Google is a beast. So be careful with what comes out about your business, right? Anytime you're sued or anything like that, it is public record, right? As we saw, Creative Fabrica, like if you happen to download something from here, and you got to, replace your computer or whatever you're downloading, they're not responsible. You can't hold anybody responsible for it, right? Um, and again, this is not a bash and shame, because I don't do that. I'm just bringing awareness to y'all because I ran across these videos and it really, is really happening. You see so many people losing their Etsy shop and they can't figure out why. And half the time it's because they've gotten a design from somewhere, such as Creative Fabrica. They didn't take the time to edit any of it, right? So now not only am I bringing awareness to y'all, I'm bringing awareness to myself. And like I said, I actually went and I done the homework, right? I actually went and I done the homework. And what I mean by that is I did the research. So be careful, guys. Be careful. It's so easy to see a design. Ooh, I like that, right? But you can slap it on a shirt for a personal use. Like you're just gonna wear it. You like the design as is. But when you're taking these designs and you're selling them, it is imperative that you change it. And I don't mean, it's got a heart and you put a square. It's red and you change it blue. No, you need to alter the design, making sure that you're doing a search on the words that you want to use, right? It's so easy to just have something in our mind that we're designing, or we see something we like, but you gotta alter it significantly enough so that it becomes your own work. Content creators often say that a lot. Make it your own. Jolanda, she often says you can do this design or you can do this whatever she's teaching, but make it your own, right? So that's the same instance here on Creative Fabrica, right? Even going on Etsy buying designs, you want to be careful, right? I know it takes a little extra work and a little extra time to go and see if this design is copyrighted, if it's got a patent on it, if any lawsuits that came out. I know that sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, what is your business worth to you, right? Um, I know that I'm gonna take that extra time because you just don't want to be out here caught up in something that because you didn't read, right? Because you didn't read the fine print. The fine print will get you every time, right? So that's like me. I'm stuck in a contract now I'm trying to get out of because I didn't read the contract. You can't go off of always they didn't tell me, right? Um, a seller's job is to sell you something, right? or sell you a product, sell you merchandise. You know, they're probably not going to disclose what's in the fine print. They want you to see all the glory and glamour up front because they want that product out the door, or they want you to buy that subscription fee or that high dollar tag, but they don't tell you what's in the fine print. That's where it becomes mine and your responsibility to go and read that fine print. How many of us can say that we actually read every contract that we sign? Now, there are a few people in the world that do that, but when we're doing something such as signing up for something, especially something that is doing with crafting, how many of us are reading our contracts? And ain't not me. Okay, so y'all, I just can't stress it enough. Take that extra time, okay? Just take that extra time and look it up. Figure out how you can use CorelDRAW. Figure out how you can use Adobe Illustrator. Figure out how you can use Photoshop, Canva, Photo P. Those are just some of the ones that I can think of off the top of my head, right? To help you maybe slice out, add in, right? You're going to need a vector software so that you can connect those lines and those nodes and all the other good jazz back together, okay? So going forward, what we going to do, y'all? Going forward, somebody drop it in the chat. Let me know what y'all going to do. Y'all going to take that extra time, and anybody that watches this video after this, right? Let me know. Hey, Miss Soyini, my sweet friend. So let me know in the comments, you know, sound off. What do y'all plan on doing? Like, how valuable is your business to you? I know it sounds like it's petty, and again, as we saw, just because, okay, Auntie Robin, you better read that contract, baby. Take the time. That's right. You got to take the time. You got to read the contract. You have to read. There you go. Read that fine print. You're going to have to alter your design significantly, right? There's like, it's so many programs out here. And I just know from experience that not all of the free ones are good, right? So sometimes you're going to have to spend money to make money, right? I didn't understand that concept before I got into business, right? Sometimes you got to spend before you start seeing your money flip for you, right? For instance, the trucking industry is not I'm gonna get rich overnight, right? It's money out here. We're making money. Indeed, we are, right? But you got to spend. So in our case over here in the crafting world, we may have to pay for Adobe. We may have to pay for that Canva subscription. There are things that we might have to pay for to spend money to, one, keep us safe, to two, to be able to alter artwork and things of that nature, right? So the other part to that, right, is you have to read fine print on every single design that you download from Creative Fabrica to actually understand if that license or that original designer will even allow you to alter their file. If they don't allow you to alter their file, do not alter their file. Move on to something else that will allow you to alter the file. Okay. I suggest LLC and commercial insurance. Absolutely. And I do possess that wholeheartedly, Miss Barb. I do. And I'm glad you read your contracts, Miss Barb. Because look, I'm stuck in one now that I can't get out of. Okay. Hey, Miss Lisa, how you doing? Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the case, Miss Lisa. We got to read that fine print, honey. And like I said, I will definitely leave these links in the description box below. I did leave the video for you guys already. I just need to go over and add these three the terms of service from Creative Fabrica, the why infringement claims can happen from Creative Fabrica, and what Etsy considers creativity standards, right? So I mean, it's just, you just don't, you, who Lord, what my grandma used to say, Lord, Granny used to say so much. In other words, I think it was, she used to say, you don't want to get caught with your panties down. So make sure you're reading. Make sure that you go and you look at these contracts, because it is that, it's that important, right? These folks had to pay for a lawyer, right? These folks had, their Etsy shop was suspended. They also had to uh turn over any profit that they made from those designs. There's also another lady on Etsy, you know, she had been on Etsy for 17 years, right? She also has a video on YouTube where she too was sued for something so simple. So, guys, YouTube is not called YouTube University for nothing, right? Go out there, research. I agree. I don't assume your design can be used for commercial productions or sold on products. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, this is not to bash Creative Fabrica in any way. This is not to tell you to go cancel your subscription, because, baby, I'm keeping mine. I'm still going to use it. But we just have to change our thought process and the way that we use Creative Fabrica to make sure, any other platform, not just Creative Fabrica, designs you get off of Canva, right? That's another place. Make sure you are changing them up. Okay. So anywhere that you buy designs from, one, make sure you have that commercial license. You need to read. Two, if you want to alter it, because you need to, right, in order to sell it, to make it your own. Am I saying that you cannot take a design from Creative Fabrica that you absolutely like, put on a shirt, and you wear yourself? I'm not saying that. Am I saying that you can't take any design off of Creative Fabrica, slap it on a shirt, and sell it, and it doesn't have the proper commercial license or print on demand? I'm absolutely saying that, without you having changed anything, or without you having read where it was okay by the designer for you to alter it. Okay. So, guys, just go back. I'm gonna leave these in the description box, right? Also, when you are reacting to content, to other content creators, videos on YouTube, you need to reach out to that content creator, because you don't want a copyright strike over here on YouTube. There's been times that I have went live with Creative Art by LT, times when I've went live with Sean. There's a video where me, Marilyn, I think it was me, Marilyn, Patrice, and Eve, or me, Patrice, whatever. We was on live, but whoever's channel, like whoever's hosting it, right? So if when I hosted it on my channel and Laura streamed it to hers, I got something from YouTube asking me, do I want her to take it down? And I'm like, that's dumb. We went live together, right? So you have to just reach out. So if you're reacting to content, you want to use that clip from somebody's video, go over, send them a message on YouTube, even if you have to drop it in the content in the comment section. Make sure you tag them and ask them for their email, whatever, and get that permission. You want to have that paper trail, right? So if Joe Blow goes back later and says, I didn't tell T she could use that clip of my video, baby, you got that paper trail. CYA, okay? CYA. Be careful with any program you may use to create even your own designs. Some have a clause that anything you create in their platform. Yeah, that's true too. That is true too. So it's so many clauses out here. That's why you have to, you absolutely have to read. Now with that clause though, with that clause right there, Miss Soyini, there is a way around that, right? They own the platform. You created the design on their platform, right? Video purposes, like, so if you go live and you create a design, even though you created in Adobe, you created in Canva, yes, they may say they own the design, but as long as you can show and prove that you only use their platform, that they didn't contribute anything to the artistic side of that design, then you can get away with that. Yes, y'all. So yeah, but so many clauses, guys, you just gotta read, 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 read. Because they'll slip that fine print right on in there on you. You won't even know. You won't even know. You just won't know. Y'all, look at all this green and blue up and down this chat. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the real MVPs tonight. Okay? Y'all showing out. Shout out to the moderators, the members, the subscribers. I'm just overjoyed. But thank y'all so much for being here, being supportive, being attentive. And with bringing forth this kind of content, right? You always need to, one, put out that disclosure. In that disclosure is your intent of what you want to come about of the content that you are doing, right? So that's why I specifically I stated it and it's implied because it's written in the description box. That this is not a video to bash anybody, right? This is just to bring awareness and have dialogue, right? I think a lot of times, thank you, Miss Soyini. I think a lot of times, and especially messy people, right? They'll take something that you say from one content creator channel and they'll run back with it, calling themselves taking a bone to another content creator, and that's not even what you meant, right? So you're welcome, Auntie Lena. So that's why I say, one, put your disclaimer out of what you intend for this content to mean, right? And then two, thank you, Donzel. You want to make sure that you do the research, right? Before bringing this kind of content, because believe it or not, some people are swayed easily, right? Just because I brought up the terms of service, right? Even though I don't have any ill will or either any ill intent, there are some people that will run across this video and they will cancel their subscription. But I'm not telling you to cancel your subscription in any shape, form, or fashion, right? You're welcome, Auntie Robin. So you just have to be careful when you bring in this kind of content to these YouTube streets, to these Instagram streets, to these Facebook streets, right? You just have to be careful out here on these social media streets, because any little thing can be twisted, turned upside down, bent backwards. By the time it gets to the second person, it ain't nothing like you said or nothing with how you meant it, right? So I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to see you guys back tomorrow. We're snowed in, hoping everybody out there that may be enduring this winter storm as I am, that you guys stay warm and safe. I am not seeing where Adobe owns the designs you create. I'm looking through their terms and policies. Okay, Miss Barb, let's go. I can pull it up real quick. I don't know. Miss Soyini brought that to my attention. So let's go to adobe.com and let's look it up together. Let's go adobe.com /terms and conditions. Let me see here. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm coming back to share my screen with y'all. Okay, terms of use. Let's go here. All right. So let me share my screen because we want to be. Y'all got ice falling. Baby, I got snow already over here. You're welcome, Mr. Greg. You would catch a replay? Okay, no problem. So I'm going to share my screen and let's take a look and let's see what Adobe says under their terms of use, right? So let's see. Agreement with Adobe. Enterprise and licensing terms agreement. So your terms, your acceptance of these terms of use is on behalf of yourself and company. You acknowledge that such entity is legally bound by the Adobe Enterprise licensing terms. You represent and warrant that you have the right, power, and authority to act on behalf of and bind such entity. Let's see what they say about your designs, though. Privacy policy. Privacy policy is going to be how they basically share your personal information. Sometimes, like in this instance, they call it sensitive personal information, so SPI. There's also your HIPAA rights, things of that nature. I'm just trying to see. So you agree that you are entirely responsible for all materials that you share. Your materials, whether publicly posted or privately transmitted, you assume all risk associated with the use of your materials, including any reliance on its accuracy, completeness, or usefulness. License to your material. You grant Adobe a worldwide royalty-free, non-exclusive, transferable, and sub-licensable license to adapt, display, distribute, modify, perform, publish, reproduce, translate, and use your materials for the purpose of operating, marketing, and improving the services and enabling your use of the service. Further, Adobe may maintain, archive, or backup copies of your materials pursuant to the law of Section 11 for investigations. You acknowledge that the services are automated. Your materials are uploaded using tools associated with the service, and that Adobe personnel will not access, view, or listen to any of your materials except as reasonable necessary. I'm still looking to see intellectual property. Do, 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 do. So they do implicate estoppel, otherwise under copyright or intellectual property rights, right? Trademark logos, message boards. I don't really see. Let's keep going, but so far I don't see about it being your designs. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a part of their terms and agreement at one point. It just means that I don't see it right now. So they could have changed, because we all know that every year brings upon new changes for something that did not work for a business the year before, right? So while I don't see it now, it doesn't mean that at one point it wasn't so. They don't own them. You just give them the right to use them. Got you. I am in Georgia, Lady Bear. A little bit of dust of snow. Okay, South Carolina coming through. You got snow up there in Alabama. Adobe will never assume ownership of a customer's work. Adobe hosts content to enable customers to use our applications and services. Customers own their content, and Adobe does not assume customer ownership. Okay, so we've looked over quite a bit. And even with Adobe, we got it real good here in Southwest LA. Whoa. So yeah, we got it pretty good over here in Wanda 2. I posted the blog for Adobe for terms post. Okay. Hi, beautiful. How are you, Miss Cheryl? I miss you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a member queen. Oh, Louisiana. My bad. My bad. Louisiana. Whoa, that's right. Shreveport got it real bad too. Shout out to Unbiased. I hope you're safe out there, girl. Saw you in that snowstorm earlier, Queen. Be safe out there. So yeah, y'all. But ultimately, what I want you to take, and like I said, I'm going to post these links. Ultimately, what I want you guys to do, take from this video, is protect yourself at all costs. Make sure that you read these fine print, because it is very, 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 very important. I will look it up again, and if it hasn't changed, I will send it to you. I sure will. No problem. No problem, Miss Barb. Thank you, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Oh my goodness, -3. Oh baby, get somebody else to do that. Real quickly, I want to go ahead and update you guys really, really, really quick before we get out of here. So I have took on a partnership with Buck Wholesale. If you don't know who Buck Wholesale is, we're gonna get into it. So they sell hats and other, like beanies and other apparel that you can decorate, embroider, all of the things, right? So I do have a partnership coming up with them. I'm going to go ahead and tell them what I want, so the order can be shipped to me. You're welcome, cousin. And so that's one thing that we have coming up. Oh yeah, cousin, I'm gonna call you when we get off this live, because I need to tell you something about your blanket. You need some collar shirts. What size? I got about maybe 20. What size you need? Let me know. You can text me and let me know, Auntie Lena. So that is one thing that we have coming up. Tomorrow is going to be baby pink and a baby blue for my youth group. Okay. I think I do have those colors. Be mindful of these live streaming company terms as well. Absolutely, 10. Absolutely. What else I was going to say? Oh, yeah. So tomorrow's live is going to be pretty, it's going to be a good one, but it's going to be a long one. We are going to do another quilt, but the quilt top, excuse me, let me throw a flag on the play, because there is a difference. And when you learn something and you know what you know, what you know, right? And what you don't know, you don't know. And what I mean by that is, you'll run across some content and it'll have you thinking like you made a whole quilt. Okay. You didn't, which in fact, when it comes down to it, what you have made is a quilt topper, right? So let me show y'all real quick what I mean. Let me show y'all real quick what I mean. So this right here, right? This right here is my quilt topper, right? The reason it is only a quilt topper is because what is missing from here is what we call the sandwich. So the batting in the back, whatever solid or print fabric or whatever you choose to put on the back, it's up to you. I have seen different debates on what you can use for the back, this, that, and the other. I ain't here to debate all of that, right? It's whatever you want to use on the back. I personally use 100% cotton, maybe a solid color from out of here, or whatever other color I might choose. So in order to make this a quilt, right, you have to bind it, you have to quilt it, right? Whether you use a long arm or you free motion quilt. So you would do that. So you put your sandwich together, and then you're going to pin it down or however you want to secure it, right? Because that be up in the air too for debate. And then you are going to quilt it again, whether it's free motion, long arm, or you send it to Sally Sue's long arm embroidery, what free quilt motion, whatever, long arm, because there are some people that literally have a business on just quilting for you, right? That's a service. Some of us might not want to sit around and quilt, but you have those options, right? So anywho, there's that. So we're gonna make another one of these tomorrow, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to use the squares. Because right now they're 10 by 10. So I'm debating if I want to cut them down, if I want to cut it and add another one. So I have, two half triangles. I don't know. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a long one. If you're snowed in like I am, join me for the crafting session. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So until next time, peace, be blessed, stay crafty. I'm your girl T, and I'm out. One God, one love. Peace. Good night, y'all.